overcommit to that. We also see Sheth continuing to add on those larvae and now getting himself a 4th base at the south spot.
And he is going to lift his factory, put the starport on the reactor so he can start to get those medevacs. However, with this combination of mutas, roaches, and lings here, he knows that it's not a planetary up here. The bunker is being made, but he should be able to deal this with the army composition that he's had. There's only about there's exactly two Marines there, and that will easily help take care of not only those Marines, but also the Marauders. In come the Lings. The Roaches will also be attacking here. And I wonder if Sheth can't just kind of do some serious damage right here in this exchange.
Sheth was under so much pressure at the start and is really just turning the tide of this game rapidly, doing a lot of harassment with these Mutalisks, sniping off these few straggling Marines, trying to pick off as many SCVs as he can. But Sjow, again, a master of defense, is going to try to reestablish his strong position up in the north side of the map. We see more Mutalisks getting made by Sheth. We even see plus armor going down. And once he ends up getting that higher and higher tech hive, he can happily get himself to +3 Zerglings.
Yeah, +2 coming out, both armor and weapons for the Terran. We see the pathogen glands coming out for the infestors. He does have the dual Evo chambers as well, and continues to make lings to send them around to the back. One Marine is going to come out here and easily get taken out. He can watch for the attack and be ready for it. Sjow is going to react almost immediately. Think he was going for that gold rocks, but he's going to have a lot of lings to deal with, and they're going to be able to wreak a lot of havoc here.
Oh, and it looks like he has a few units on stop and losing both of those engineering bays before he's even close to getting the 2-2 upgrades. That was a huge loss of those 2 engineering bays, and it looks like Sjow is going to lose his top left expansion.
Oh my gosh, he is going to lose it, and who knows what else he might lose. Now, right now you see that Sjow is going out for an attack, but just look at the amount of bases that Sheth is sitting on right now. He's really trying to compound his lead into an absolute victory. Only a few units streaming out of here right now, but at this point, he's going to have to rely on some of those units streaming out of his production, and the they have been ejected from there, so he could do some damage to the economy here.
And here comes 23 Mutalisks, 29 Zerglings. There's the stim. More mutas than there are Marines. Only 3 Marines remain. They are cleaned up, and Marauders are still not so good against Mutalisks.
Yeah.
So Sheth is going to save his bottom main expansion. Sjow is going to be forced to retreat, and Sjow, as was the case a few minutes ago, is still very low on options.
Yeah, very low on options. As even more mutas come now, a stream of lings as well. 26 lings coming out. All these Marauders are ridiculously low on health. The medevacs are going to have to use most of their energy to try to get those guys back up. They'll be left with quite a few, and the Marine count has increased significantly. Now, there are at least 1 infestor out here for Sheth, but that will be huge for him to land those good hits on those Marines, or possibly the medevac bunch. He's going to really have to use everything that he's got here, but I feel like Sheth is in a pretty commanding lead right now.
Oh yeah, Sjow essentially realized that he's dead and that he can't let Zerg get any more momentum. He's got to win with one huge push right here, so he is just going to go for it. He's going to dart up with a couple of Marauders, try to take out this infestor, but he still has to be very careful. Sjow actually doing some very interesting maneuvering in the center of the map. Curious what he's pulling back to be reinforced with.
Yeah, I don't know. He's got just a few more Marines coming. He's actually going to stim those to bring them into battle, knowing that he's going to need every single unit that he possibly can have. Tries to snipe some more mutas out of the air there, but it will not matter. The muta count, I think, is just too devastating right now, and if even one single fungal goes down, you see that now we've got banelings out on the map. There's a ton of lings here. The unit counting station tells us that there are approximately 79 lings, 31 mutas, and 1 roach.
We see those mutas still just trying to grace by the back of the base, find any vulnerability they can, and he realizes he can just one-shot these turrets with that many mutas, picking those off, still trying to work on those supply depots, and Sjow goes for the farthest away base from those mutas, and really might begin to start to do some significant damage.
Yeah, I mean, the other base over here is not mining. He's got a drop going on at the south expansion. He's going to be able to take out a queen and kill all those drones. And so he's actually going to move into his opponent's base. That might trap him there. The tank is on the low ground. There is going to be a fungal coming out right away.
Oh! And there go those Marines cleaning that up, but he still has to be careful that he doesn't lose this expansion. It's low on health. It's at 17, and he does manage to get the hatchery. So Sjow managing to pull some amazing comebackery, but the real problem is that his production has just been so battered throughout this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's really battered right now. You see that the main is totally mined out. He has to send his orbital from the main over to that third base, and of course you could see that Sheth now making his way over, knows that, well, he's got to expand, but actually it's going to go to the gold here. So we're going to see, oh no, SCVs, wrong place, wrong time.
No survivors from that initial mineral patch. We do see Sjow trying to take out these destructible rocks with those Marauders to be able to take this natural. A couple of Banelings down right now, and he does manage to get one Infestor. Can he get a few more? It looks like no. There are only a handful of units at the front of this base, as Sheth has just been rallying Zerg forces up there. And suddenly Sjow is almost out of options.
Yeah, I mean, Sjow has 23 harvest right now. He's trying to get another orbital over there. He's mining on just like 800 minerals, 600, 500 there, but all of his SCVs, well, they're actually heading on over. He's long distance mining from there, so he'll be ready to rock and roll once that orbital does finally decide to land. You just see, though, the production of Sheth compared to Sjow right now. Sjow doesn't have a lot to work with. He feels like he's going to need siege mode, even though he's got only a couple of tanks out on the field. And here come the mutas yet again.
Picking that off, I don't even think the tank got siege mode. Well, it actually did, but regardless, with this many Mutalisks, I mean, in the unit counting station, we see 10 Marines and 23 Mutalisks. Sheth can essentially walk his way to victory. And the Zerglings still even managed to hit that new third, doing more counterattacking. These are the tactics that Sheth loves. And there's the good game. We're going on to a deciding final third match. Marcus, it is currently 1 a.m. here at MLG Columbus. The games began at 5. They have been going on. They will continue to go on. And this is the last casted match of the day, but it certainly is not the last match of the weekend.
No, it is not. We've got Saturday and Sunday still coming up, and very curious to find out what Sjow is going to pick as his map selection. You know, Sheth played that one very, very nicely. I can see why he enjoys that map, and everything that he did there seemed absolutely right. Now, Sjow did go for the early aggression, and he did kind of keep going at it. He's like, well, if I just keep on punching it, maybe he'll do some damage.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there was a moment where once the first time it failed, he should have probably said, okay, let's bring it back?
Well, I think that a lot of those continual sendings of units was reasonable given what structure mix he went for. Because if you have a lot of barracks and you're starting to add on those reactors, you have that good macro. So when your force crumbles, you can rapidly get an equally scary push force and move back out. Like push, wait for 5 minutes, move back out. But in that game, with all those tech labs, he didn't have any way to build up a really big army for a later push, so he was forced to do some early aggression. Now, before we go on to Game 3, and to let you know, we're just going to take a brief little break, stretch, get some water. I recommend you do the same, but don't go anywhere. I'm Day 9.
And I'm DJ Wheat, and we come back, the final match of Day 1 for the MLG 2011 Pro Circuit here in Columbus.